I got two things to point out before I start getting into the topic of the video. And one is this is the first commentary video I've done since the spring. And I think I'm going to start doing more of them, but I'm not totally sure. Another thing I want to point out is that I have an announcement at the end of this video of the upcoming videos I'm going to upload and some background behind them. Now that that's out of the way, time for the main topic of this video, which is how to get arena points faster and more efficient, because I think that arena is really helpful into improving how you play, and I released a whole different video about that a long time ago in the summer. So if you want to go watch that, link will be in the description. So that's why, and then I say all the reasons why you should play arena. But this video is going to talk about how to get those points and how to get better. So the reason that I'm doing this is because I wanted to compete in a tournament that was on Thursday, and I didn't have enough arena points to qualify. I was at like 565, and I needed to get 2,000 to get to Contenders League and be eligible to qualify. So I had to get around 1,500 points in one day, and this is how I did it. So yeah. The first thing you need to do is choose a location or locations you like to land at. I like to land at the Crashed Plain area and these two villages west of Holly Hedges, or a little south of Holly Hedges. These two villages in the plane crash generally have little to no people landing there, and they have good amount of materials and everything. In the two villages by Holly Hedges, you can fish, which can give you full shield, and you can carry floppers, which are really good. I think they're better than medkits and bandages. But those are the three locations I generally like to land, because I'm able to play passive until I get top 25 points, and that's when I normally start playing a little more aggressive. But that's the first thing you need to do, is choose a couple of spots you like to land at and make sure they match how you play. Like if you're a really aggressive player and you play well like that, then you're not going to want to choose places where nobody's going to go. So that's the first thing you need to do, is choose 2 or 3 spots that you like to land at. Secondly, you're going to need to decide how you're going to play the rest of the game out, because that's really important, since you don't get points you don't get placement points until top 25, and the first 30 people die within the first 5 minutes. So that's still around 50 people that need to die for you to get placement points. So you're going to need to decide what you're going to do the rest of that. I generally like to get good on materials, try and get as many materials as I can. So if I'm ever in a fight, I have plenty and I'm not worried about running out. I also generally like to try to improve my inventory, trying to, maybe get more floppers or get a better version of a shotgun. Anything that makes your weapons either better or improves your playstyle. So once you decide how you're going to play it out, I generally like to wait until top 25 to try and kill people. You, or your playstyle, might not be like that. You might like to maybe push people, and you might be really good at it. So if you're really good at pushing people, then I'd say push people, because you get 20 points every time you get a kill in solos. So it really depends on your play style, but I like to play a little bit more passive during this kind of middle game, this middle part of the round. But it's really all up to you and your preference and your play style. Now that you've made it to top 25, and you're going to start getting into the end game with a lot better players and people that might be a lot better than you. So what I normally do during this time is I normally wait it out until top 15 points, and during that time I like to farm my materials, make sure I have enough ammo for guns, I'm good on shield, and I normally do that trick where you edit through a pyramid and you just look around in like a 1x1 or a 1x2 or whatever you want to build. So that's what I normally do during that time. But again, if you're aggressive, you might not do that. But even if you are aggressive, my advice is to prepare for the actual end game, where it's going to be kind of hectic and there's going to be people everywhere. So if you are an aggressive player, I'm not saying not to necessarily push people, but if you do push people, make sure to watch that you are good on health and good on materials, good on ammo, good on guns for the end game. That's going to be a lot harder than the players you're killing at that moment. Finally, it's time for the end game, where there's going to be a bunch of people all fighting it out. What I normally do during this time is I kind of stay in a 1x1 and I'll edit windows, shoot people with my AR, trying to get as many maybe easy kills as I can. But if you're a really aggressive player, then I'd say you should normally try and take high ground, kill as many people as you can, because 20 points per kill is a lot. So if you're aggressive and you know how to take high ground, I'd say that's what you should do. But if you're not, I'd say just kind of mind your own business. But if you see somebody out in the open, don't hesitate to shoot them. So, but if you are kind of a passive player and someone tries to and someone pulls up on you, you can't be scared of trying to one pump them or anything. You're gonna have to play like an aggressive player if someone tries to roll up on you, because if they're a really aggressive player but you're not, you're gonna need to know how to defend against them, even though you might not be wanting to, but that won't stop them. So that's what you really should do. You should always be prepared for a fight in the end game. But yeah, that's all I really have to say, is that if you're a passive player, don't engage people, but if you see someone trying to rotate for the next circle, shoot at them or do whatever you can to do damage to them, get them weak. And if you're an aggressive player, I'd say take high ground, because then you have good positioning, it's easier rotation, and you're able to successfully win the game, basically. I just wanted to end the video with an announcement of what my upcoming videos are going to be. Basically, the 2010s was my childhood. I started when I was 4 years old, and I'm ending when I'm 13. So I really am gonna miss this, because this was my childhood. It's when I went to elementary school. It's when I started middle school. But now it's kind of just, I'm gonna miss it. But you always need to look ahead, and yeah. So as end of the decade kind of celebration, I'm going to be releasing videos of old games that I'm sure everybody used to play, like Clash of Clans, Subway Surfers. And basically I'm going to do one of the most popular games from each year, 2010 to 2019, and a story from that year, from my personal experience, that is entertaining and somewhat funny, and it's enjoyable. So that's what my upcoming videos are going to be. They're all going to be commentary videos, where I'm just going to, like I said before, tell a story from that year of my childhood that hopefully you guys find funny and entertaining. And that's all I really want to announce. And most of these upcoming videos are going to be, they're not going to be like Call of Duty or Fortnite like I've been doing. They're going to be older games like Clash of Clans, Angry Birds, Subway Surfers, to kind of just take a trip down memory lane and just maybe not necessarily relive, but just enjoy what this past decade has brought us. So yeah, that's my announcement, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.